Namaste, angels. This will be our full moon in Aries reading. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and hit the notification button. If you are coming back to the channel, you're one of my regular subscribers, please do every now and again check and make sure you're still subscribed and that you are receiving notifications, that bell is also depressed, because every now and then it seems like people just fall off unbeknown to them, you know, and then they realize it when they realize they've missed a video, or when they catch a video that they, realize they have never gotten a message about. So do that. Also like and share, of course. My thanks to you, all who do, because YouTube bugs me about it if I don't remember to tell you. They, I guess they've, started something a couple months ago different with their algorithm, where, it's sort of necessary. So I appreciate it. Again, thanks in advance. So this full moon occurs on September 24th at 10:52 p.m. And for a little bit of information about it, I'm going to go to www.almanac.com. The September full moon is usually known as the full corn moon because it traditionally corresponds with the time of harvesting corn. It's also called the barley moon, as this is the time to harvest and thresh barley. Often the September full moon is called the harvest moon instead of the full corn moon. Unlike other full moon names, which are specific to their respective months, the harvest moon is tied to an astronomical event, which is the autumnal equinox, okay, the fall equinox, which is tomorrow, September 22nd. Today, the day on which I'm recording this video, very intentionally, is September 21st, the last day of summer for the year 2018. The fall moon that falls nearest to the equinox, which again in this case is September 22nd, takes on the name harvest moon. So let's say the equinox was next week, right? Then the closest full moon may be considered the October one, next week or the week after. That's a possibility. And they go on to say that. Okay, it takes on the name harvest moon rather than its traditional name if it is the one closest to the equinox. This means that a harvest moon may occur either in September or in October. The harvest moon provides the most light at a time when it's needed most in order to complete the harvest. Other traditional September full moon names include Moon When the Plums Are Scarlet by the Lakota Sioux Native Americans, Moon When the Deer Paw the Earth by the Omaha Native Americans, and Moon Where the Calves Grow Hair by the Sioux Native Americans. And this page goes on to, they have a full moon video, they have other information that you might be interested in, including this moon facts and folklore. Usually the moon rises about 50 minutes later each day, but around the time of the autumnal equinox, it rises only around 30 minutes later in the United States and even less in Canada. Frost occurring in the dark of the moon kills fruit buds and blossoms, but frost in the light of the moon will not. Now I'm going to pop over to www.bustle.com for what the Harvest Moon 2018 full moon means for you based on your zodiac sign. The Harvest Moon in Aries is coming September 24th, so you can finally reap the rewards of all the manifesting that you did during the summer of cosmic chaos. What the Harvest Moon means for you based on your zodiac sign largely depends on your ability to chill. That's right, the full harvest moon is giving you permission to relax. And why would you want to fight against relaxing? It's such a rare gift these days. This September 2018 full moon in Aries might have you thinking it's all about growth and abundance. In actuality, not so much. Astrologer Rachel Celeste Hansen wrote for astrology.com. That's because full moons ask us to pause and to reflect. Not the sort of thing Aries typically enjoys, right? Aries is ruled by Mars, the planet of action, right? The planet of aggression, the leader, the masculine planet of love. That's from me. That's not from this woman who, made that quote, or who wrote this. Anyway, as the first sign of the zodiac, Aries manifests as energy that wants to move forward all the freaking time. Case in point, Aries-born artist Lady Gaga, who seems to get more done and wear more outfits in a day than most people do in a year. But if you fall under the spell of go, go, go Aries, It's going to be a rough harvest moon for you. Just as the sun's light makes the moon visible at this time, our own dark side also tends to show up in more obvious ways, astrology.com noted. For Aries, that can mean anger, aggression, and reckless or hot-headed behavior. If you want to keep it chill during the harvest moon, here's how to keep your cool based on your sign. If you're an Aries, while your jump first, ask questions later approach to life usually serves you well, this is a big no-no during the September full moon. For astrology.com, Hansen warned that failing to stop and consider the consequences of your impulsive actions could lead to turmoil in your relationships or other endeavors. So take a beat and think things through before plowing forward. Everyone is entitled to a day of rest. Take it. Taurus. While you tend to be stubborn and to make your decisions based on facts and research, the September full moon can bring important messages if you tune into your intuition, Cafe Astrology revealed. What's more, pleasure, joy, and creativity are the larger themes of the month. With planets pushing for both work and play, you may very well reach an ideal balance. However, in order to strike this balance, you're going to have to embrace your spiritual side and to allow it to guide you a little more than you're comfortable with. Gemini. Gemini, the energy of the Aries harvest moon is a perfect complement to your changeable twinning nature, says astrology.com. They recommend this is an ideal time for you to try all of the things. Got something on your bucket list? Now is the time to check it off. Just don't forget that while it might feel like you're ruling the world like a boss, you're actually not the center of the universe. Don't be afraid to explore your options at the super social full moon. Just be mindful of honoring plans, no matter how interesting the excuse. No one likes to get stood up. Cancer. If you spent the summer mired in some interpersonal skirmishes, the September 2018 full moon is an ideal time to wipe the slate clean and repair those relationships. When it's healthy to do so, practice forgiveness. This includes with yourself. This can be an excellent time to begin anew, Cafe Astrology noted. Setting in and focusing grows increasingly more attractive in the last week of the month. Leo. The living will be easy for you during the September full moon, so take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. The last week of September will be a flurry of friends, fun, and travel, which suits your star of the show personality just fine. What's more, the Astro Twins noted on Astro Style that the harvest moon will bring an aha moment that allows you to understand where other people are coming from. This could go a long way in mending any recent misunderstandings so that you can stop feeling like you're starring in a month's episode of Three's Company, also known as the classic sitcom of misunderstandings. And it's funny that they're noting Three's Company. How many parties of three have I seen over the past couple of months that I specifically said involve Leo? Virgo. If you've been playing it safe where matters of the heart are concerned, the September full moon is an ideal time to step out of your comfort zone and open yourself up to the possibilities of new romance. Yes, opening up to another person always involves some element of risk, astrology.com wrote, but this is a full moon and it suggests that closing yourself off can be even riskier. Translation, if you're single during the harvest moon, go on a date. It doesn't mean you have to get married. If you're in a relationship, strive to connect more deeply with your partner by being vulnerable. Libra. Balance-seeking Libra, the September full moon in Aries wants you to get off the fence and make some decisions. If you're ambient about a relationship partner or friendship, the harvest moon is the time to decide whether you're all in or whether you're ready to peace the hell out. Additionally, for Libras in solid alliances, this is a great day to get back in sync and to make sure you've got a balance, give and take between you, the Astro Trends advised. While Libras can take forever and a day to make a decision, 9 times out of 10, it's the right one. And there's generally no looking back. I actually know a Libra, I guess a Libra Virgo Cuspian, whose birthday is the 24th, the day of this full moon. Oh, Scorpio, here you go. Scorpio, are you in a toxic job? can't stop researching for the sugar, or reaching rather for the sugar, or ready to kick a bad habit, there's no need to wait for the new year to embark upon a new path of wellness. The September 2018 moon has your back, Cafe Astrology revealed. Think of it like a jolt of cosmic willpower and start planning your escape from whatever it is that's been weighing you down and keeping you stuck in a dark and twisty spiral. Sagittarius. It's no secret that you live a fly by the seat of your pants lifestyle. The September 2008 full moon in Aries is going to amplify your feelings of YOLO, which is both good and bad. While seizing the day is definitely the secret to a happy life, moderation is also key in living to see another day. This full moon makes you want to get out there and party like there's no tomorrow, astrology.com caution. Just remember, there are most likely will be a tomorrow, so a little moderation might be a good idea. Unless the full moon coincides with the zombie apocalypse, maybe say no to that last shot of tequila. Capricorn, always on the go. The September moon wants you to stay home with your nearest and dearest. Take a break from ruling the world like a boss. You are to catch up with yourself and those closest to you. The Astro Twins advise that you see the chill energy of the harvest moon wisely, because things will be hella crazy for the rest of the year. Translation, this might be the only break you get for the rest of 2018. So don't let your ambitions get in the way of your well-deserved rest and relaxation. Aquarius, your ideas are often too out there for most people, and you're perfectly content to go your own way. However, the September 2018 full moon will create a shift in perception. So everyone is totally on board with whatever you suggest. The secret to this shift is in your approach, as you realize that you'll win more fans with gentle persuasion than you will with ranting and raving. Astrology.com revealed. Use your new secret weapon wisely. You know, don't start a cult. And lastly, Pisces. Pensive Pisces, of all the signs of the zodiac, you're the one most likely to be content existing in an alternate reality where money is nothing more than green paper and there aren't any consequences to being financially irresponsible. However, those bills will eventually come due and things could become uncomfortably clear during the September 2018 full moon. This full moon suggests that first, you may need to rethink those devil-may-care spending habits, astrology.com advised. Overall, astrology.com cautioned that this full moon can bring us face to face with the real consequences of our impulsive decisions. While you might be tempted to do whatever you want or to say whatever's on your mind, all signs will be best served by taking a beat before acting and using the September 2018 full harvest moon to chill out. As Neil Young sings in The Harvest Moon, it's a song, let's go dancing in the light. We know where the music's playing. Let's go out and feel the night. Do what makes you feel good. Cool your heels and don't take yourself too seriously. What do I personally say about it? Probably for like the last 6 weeks, going back to the new moon in Leo, August 11th, all the celestial events and the video that I did specifically about that, which I called Important Messages, and the shitstorm coming at you video that I did about 2 weeks ago, talking about all the celestial events that have been occurring for a few months that was sort of culminating, I said, to prepare us for like the following week to be the beginning of a new period, a new phase. So I think that, you know, that phase is now with this full moon in Aries. Again, now is the time where we are harvesting, reaping the benefits of all of that through which we've gone over that period. And, you know, so having survived all of that was coming toward us since, again, that Leo full moon and the Lion's Gate and all of that. So I've heard other people say that like every sign is going to be, you know, just really feeling it in their feels, as they say, and dealing with, you know, past life issues one last time, having to face some things and sort of get over it and, you know, move on. Well, that may be the case. I think I'm more apt and in agreement with, pretty much what I just read in my 3 signs. My sun, rising, and lunar, were pretty awesome. Gemini, Leo, and Aquarius. So I have no complaints. But I already didn't. Before I read that, I was already okay. I spoke to somebody earlier on Facebook who posted about the full moon. And I said, I disagree. Hashtag she ready, because my Chiron is also in Aries, and Chiron remains retrograde in Aries during the time of this full moon. So the full moon will not be alone. Those of you who are Chiron in Aries, along with me, we are we fall down, we get up, dust ourselves off, and keep it moving, people. So I'm not afraid of this moon, and I don't think that anybody should be. I think that it's going to be a good time. And if you did the work, if you took the advice from your own intuition or someone else or whatever, or if you paid any attention to me and did any of the things that I suggested over this last period of 6 weeks, and you did the work, I think you're good to go. So on that note, let's do this. I'm going to begin with, I think I'm going to do the spread from the masculine perspective with the hashtag creepy deck. I'm not sure I've ever done that before, but we're starting with obstacles. And opening to dating queen. Here goes that party of 3 in the element of fire that I was talking about, that I said over the past few weeks, maybe since that time around the Lionsgate and the Leo moon, there's been a lot of the third party, or one of the people involved, and very prominent people involved in this third party, a party of 3, is a Leo. That's been showing up. So you guys that watch me with any kind of regularity know that. This card is also about abundance, and it's on its way like a 3 of fire, at least when I read it. I do not use the meanings that come in the book, and I don't use them in general for any of the books or any of the decks that I own, and I own several. But in particular, this one, I've mentioned in the past, the descriptions aren't correct. And there's even a quote unquote twin flame card in here that says the description is an effortless relationship. So anybody who identifies with divine unions at all knows that that is incorrect. And so I would never use the meanings. But for me, this card is very 3 of fire. The 3 of fire also about using our creativity to come up with passionate ways to, ways by doing things about which we're passionate to manifest what we want. And possibly even like creating jobs for yourself. And it would be something that you love doing or you enjoy doing. Whereas like your hobby, for example, becomes your job. The 3 of fire also means that you have been on the path toward manifestation. And, you started with 1. And so that was like the idea, the thought, and you began to manifest. And then 2, you have faith that it's going to come. And now there's 3, and you can see something actually taking form. So you're just waiting for that 4th wand, essentially. And that's when you have a solid foundation. Right now, that's up against obstacles. So let's see what happens. Obstacles. Union. Maybe there's been some block to union that you might have to face over this period. Obstacles. Work. Work. And control. This can be tied to sort of, well, this work card feels like the Capricorn quite often for me, and Saturn, and that kind of restrictive energy. Work also, just very earthly, so connected to that energy of the earth signs, and then more specifically for me, Capricorn. And this up against the control, I see the restriction. But again, Aries is taking back control. Aries is a leader. Aries doesn't, bow to this. So that would be what these two are about. any place you've been held back, now with the Aries energy breaking free, and you're able to actually work and enjoy, right? This could be the relaxation we're to expect, because those strings that have been tied to us, we can finally cut them. Work, I'll go one more. Here's children, another potential party of 3. This can also be representative of like Empress energy, new beginnings. With a full moon represents an ending. With every ending, there's a new beginning. So that can be what this is what's born of the full moon, perhaps. And it looks like reaping what you've sown. Like here's doing the work, and then here's the result. The 3 of Earth, which the Empress kind of is, with Venus being the ruler of Taurus, you know, so it's like a 3 of Earth, Libra and Gemini as well. 3 of Earth is about abundance that is earned. So it's a harvest. It's reaping the harvest. Again, that's for me. When I pick up the 3 of Earth, that's what I feel. Abundance that is earned. Nobody's doing you a favor. Nobody's giving you a gift, a present, you know, hooking you up. You put in what you needed to put in. You put in the work in order to be reaping this benefit. And it's a bonus or a raise, some sort of accolade, award, recognition. Something that you put the effort in. It can be representative of ascension too. So it's like the universe, God, is who's giving you the promotion. And then even that you'll see down here. It'll turn up in a tangible, more tangible way for you, that where you're able to recognize, like things are going better for me, because as above, so below. How's this for an overall energy? Past life. Because again, that's exactly what this full moon is supposed to be about. Having to face past life issues and gather, right, the gift or the reward for that work of being able to gather and reap what we've sown. Divine feminine, the masculine about the feminine, about himself, the union as a whole. Overall, what the masculine would have the feminine do toward the union. What he himself is willing to. What the universe would have both do. And it will help you with this. You have to just first affirm, yes, I'm committed to that. And then the universe will give you its full support. And the outcome. Divine feminine. Triangle. Is this you? Having to decide between, this doesn't necessarily mean romantic partners. You know, this is going to be a general full moon energy reading. But some sort of party of 3 situation that you are dealing with. Maybe you got to choose between staying at your old job or going for a new one. Again, maybe doing something creative or that encompasses your passions, your hobbies, your loves into your work. Could be between 2 lovers, karmic and divine, 2 karmics. What do I do? We'll move forward with either one or none or one. You know, there's many things and decisions. We're in a period of decisions is what this is saying about the feminine. May involve 3 people or 3 energies. The masculine as it relates to the feminine right now. Money. Oh, I love that. Value. Worth. Worthiness. Deservingness. So seeing her as this, I don't want to say object, but yes, object of value. And then seeing himself as someone who is worthy and deserving of it, of her energy. About himself, destiny, like just being on path and going with the flow and respecting the universe, like not fighting it, right? Not going against the current, just with the flow of the universe, the ebb and flow, as they say. The union as a whole, from the perspective of the masculine, Ice King. This is perfect for this particular reading because this guy represents Mars for me. Mars, the ruler of Aries, about which this reading is, also brings in the air signs, of course. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, where Mars is currently located in the sky. And then here is fellow fire sign Leo. So I told you my feeling was this through which we're going now began with the Leo moon. This is like a confirmation for me. Mars also the ruler of Scorpio, by the way. Scorpio, where Jupiter is currently located. So we may see some Sag energy too show up here. Overall, karma. It's exactly through what we're going. Isn't it crazy that the overall up here is karma and our overall energy from the bottom of the deck is past life? You saw me shuffle though and lay the cards. So this is what's meant. And I love how karma is crossing the masculine's destiny too. What would the masculine have the feminine do toward the union during this period? Let's say about 2 weeks. That's like the full moon energy, the coverage before the next major moon cycle, the new moon. Past love. And see how it's right here on the triangle? Feminine, if you have a situation you need to end so that you can begin a new one, now is the time. At least that's how your masculine feels. You got to choose now. And luckily that seems to be, again, what we're doing, or what we, what our higher selves are intent on us doing over this period. What is the masculine himself willing to do during this period toward the union? Friendship, working on the foundations of the relationship. And we can grow to be something else. We're going to build on something that's real. And especially if we've had a past together where things didn't quite go right. You know, there was a song, I can't think of the group right now, but it's like the very next time she'll be my friend. Someone, that I can believe on. Like I'm going to start the next time I get an opportunity, I'm going to start it off the right way. So there's that. I love this. What would the universe have the two of us to do, work on, contribute, surrender to? That if we affirm what we will, it will 100% support us with getting rid of this karmic. Getting rid of this karmic, or facing the karmic issue, or if this can be an actual person, actually. And often for me, this person is a Leo, perhaps, or a Cancer, a Leo, a Cancer, Leo, Cuspian. And then over the past maybe month or so, I had been also feeling Taurus quite a bit. It can be any zodiac sign, though. I don't want to make it seem like I can't, but it can be an energy, like I said about this. It can certainly be an actual person, and then even further to that, a female, maybe specifically a female. And then even more specifically, I feel, and it's been proven to be true by your feedback, most often a Cancer, Leo, or Cancer, Leo, cusp, or a Taurus. Outcome. Boom! No need to say anything else. I'm just going to go on to the next spread. We're not going to waste any time here. I wasn't sure how I wanted to do this, but I want to do some general energy and romance. So I'm going to go do King of Earth, go to the Angel Tarot first, beginning with the King of Earth, who's generous, professional, responsible, and practical. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunity you're offered. You have the Midas touch. The King of Earth is that Capricorn I was talking about, or perhaps a Taurus or Virgo, or someone likened to these traits or attributes, and it can definitely be an actual person as a court card, similar to the card I just showed that had an actual person on it. Those are kind of like my court cards for that deck. This as a court card can definitely be an actual person who's instrumental or impactful upon your life during this period. Could be your own energy, or somebody who helps to facilitate abundance for you or to you. Opening to the Seven of Air. Plans that need revision, more going on than meets the eye, and poor timing. This would be the energy that tries to take this from you. This may be the karmic situation, okay, that you're going to have to face, or one of those karmic situations. The Seven of Air represents the energy of joy stealing for me, in summary. It can be actual theft, causing, or like an energy that comes through, negative energy that comes through that causes you to lose things that might be valuable to you, if not actual theft. This could mean, like, again, jewelry breaking, being lost, stones, the dark attacking. Can be actual people in your life, although not a court card, that somebody that just doesn't want you to do well, like a negative Nancy, as they say, and like a misery loves company type of person. So if you tell anybody about some abundance that's on your way and they don't seem happy in that moment, don't tell them nothing else and leave them alone. Seven of Air. Seven of Air can also be us stealing our own joy through things like lack of self-confidence, lack of esteem, so we don't make an effort. We don't take advantage of that King of Pentacles energy because we don't feel worthy. And in that case, we miss an opportunity because we've just stolen it from ourselves. We just robbed ourselves of an opportunity because we couldn't get our oomph together. Okay. The Emperor is here. The Emperor represents the planet Mars, ruler of the sign of Aries again, and Scorpio. So this is like his second time showing up here thus far during this reading, because that other card. Organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. This could be somebody who's tried to control you, manipulate you. And this is the Emperor stepping in. This is you saying like, nah, right? I'm taking back control of my own life. I got this. Emperor. There's the other sign it rules. Release, major arcana card number 13, release or death, which represents the sign of Scorpio, which is ruled by Mars. All right. The end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation. It's time to move on. This really totally says like Aries full moon, right? Here's the Aries, and then here's the end. This marks the end. Emperor, and one more. Look, ah, it's the moon. Moon always shows up when I do a moon reading. Major arcana card number 18, which rules the sign of, represents the sign of Pisces in the tarot. The moon, Earth's moon, rules the sign of Cancer. This can also be, of course, referring to fellow water sign Scorpio. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. So again, like that Seven of Swords, that could be representative of fears too. That's your lack of confidence, your lack of esteem. If that's the case, drop that because you're blocking your own blessing, right? You're robbing yourself of opportunity. And then here's the Five of Fire. Competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. Sure, it can mean that. And when it does, for me, it's most often that conflict is between close friends and or family, not like strangers or something at work, right? Somebody trying to take something from you at work, maybe something that you earned, that you're due, that your promotion, rob you of the opportunity, talking about you, causing drama at the job or something like that. Could be that too. If it's not an internal struggle, because we're representative of an internal struggle also. If it's not your own personal energy, those are my other suggestions of who it might be. somebody at your job, or a close friend and or family member. But to the more positive, this card also sometimes represents, for me, the planet Mars, yet again, and the action and the sort of by any means necessary, I'm going to, you know, do what I got to do energy of this. The Emperor. Boom, right back where we started, the King of Earth. Overall energy is a 3 of water, a celebration, a wedding, graduation, or a birth announcement. They need to have more fun. 3 of water can also, again, have something to do with a party of 3. All right, representative of a 3rd energy. But in a general sense, it's a good card. And as it relates to work and that abundance that I was talking about potentially, it's a good omen for things at work. Like if you're out of a job and you're looking for a job, you might be surprised, like pleasantly surprised at what you get. So don't give up, right? Keep forging ahead on looking for that job. Something is coming your way. As it relates to relationships and love, even with friendships and stuff, but you know, romantic relationships too, could be about reunion and people coming back into your life. And that may be about what the celebration is. You might get together with some friends you haven't seen in a while over this period. Or again, a past love could come back. And maybe that's why you got to choose. Or maybe it's the person you've been missing that you're wanting to come back. Maybe you're in separation. This is a good time for return. If you're just single, perhaps, and haven't even met a partner, or you're together and you're otherwise with your partner, but maybe you have been working a lot, or you're introverted, or otherwise you've just been antisocial, can also mean it's a time for you to get out during this period. Crowning the masculine, the 5 of earth, this is that feeling of lack, or maybe, again, in need of a job, some of them. Fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. It doesn't have to only be about money, though. It can be about love, relationships, too. Again, it's concern about lack. So, and as it relates to romance, it could be like fear of abandonment, fear of commitment, just because you're worried about lack. Like, you know, something's going to be missing, or you're not going to be good enough. You're concerned about your worth, your value. So we saw that turn up in the first one. Ultimately, it seems that, you know, all goes well with that. But in the meantime, in the beginning, I guess that over this period of the 2 weeks, there's a concern from the masculine. We saw it show up in the very first spread about worth. And as it relates to the feminine specifically. Surrounded by the 10 of water, a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. And in the masculine subconscious, the Chariot with Archangel Metatron. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. This can be a masculine who is moving away maybe from his family, or moving closer to his family. Maybe not concerned that he doesn't have enough or the means physically for the move. This can also be general worry that things are not going to go his way. And then the 10 of water and the Chariot, you know, say otherwise. The Chariot represents the sign of Cancer. It can be about an actual, you know, modern day chariot, as in like your car, planes, trains, automobiles, travel, vacation, all right, going to visit somebody, coming back. It can be about a move, physically moving from one home or job to another. It can be about metaphoric movement, moving forward. And it's maybe the #1 card of victory, like even more so than the Ace of Swords in the tarot. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's the Major Arcana. Victory. Crowning the feminine. It is a Major Arcana card. Strength with Archangel Ariel. More that Leo, okay, that I knew was involved here. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments. Instead, exercise some forgiveness and compassion. I've got my red candles too. Speaking of Leo and Aries, right? Fire sign Aries. I got them. I got them because they were made by a Mexican company. It says, what does it say on the front? It basically said like candle maker or candle in Mexican, like Mexican candle maker or Mexican candle or something on it. And I was like, oh, let me get this, because I realized when I was at the store, it was the Mexican Independence, which is from the 16th through the 27th of the year, Mexican Independence Day. It is not Cinco de Mayo. All right, anyway, feminine surrounded by the Two of Earth. Too much going on at once. There's a need to make a decision, which we saw in the last spread, right? The very first card represented the feminine. She had to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. And I said it was probably something of the earthly, like you could have to choose between two jobs, whether or not you're working too much, whether or not you're making time for social, or working and no play makes Jill a dull girl. Could be juggling two relationships. You got to pick one. And these are also both 11s or 2s, strength and the Two of Earth. Could be about the need to have some faith and belief in your situation and yourself, the universe. Can be about relationships. They're 2s. All right. When I picked up this Three of Water, I got to tell you, behind it is life experience, also upright, which is major arcana card number 16, the Tower. A significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. It's time to spread your wings. For me, the Tower is similar to death, or at least the energy is, and represents the sign of Scorpio. It's sort of like Lord Shiva, the destroyer, right? He comes in, he knocks everything down to rebuild it. That can be good, right? It's not, the Tower is not so scary. Like people are afraid of the Tower. I'm not. It can go either way. Also upright behind that is the Page of Air. Logical, honest, impulsive, and curious. Challenging information. Delays or changes to plans. And truth delivered without tact. The Page of Air is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Again, where Mars is currently located. Or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be the mechanism through whom or by which you come to this revelation. Or again, there could be something having to do with an actual tower, a home, a building, a structure, a move, maybe involving the masculine. Perhaps it is delayed, but still happening. Right? Somebody's still reuniting with you. They're still coming back, even though it's been a while. Feminine subconscious. The Five of Air. We've got a 5, funky 5, mirroring a funky 5. But together they make a 10 or a 1, which is a new beginning, right? And the end of bullshit. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. In my experience, where the 7 of Swords is, the 5 isn't far behind. And often that means the 3 is going to show up too. The 5 of Air is about conflict and drama. In this position, specifically, feminine subconscious could also be more so than if it was placed otherwise, about like mental clutter, mental frustration, right? You creating your own drama, overanalyzing, overthinking, driving yourself nuts. The drama can be with anybody, can even be with a stranger, something in the case of the 5 of Air for me. And it's often something in which we had a hand, right? That doesn't mean we did something malicious and, we're evil or whatever. I don't mean that. I mean, even if it was inadvertent, like we said something or did something, some sort of act that caused some other thing to be set into motion that comes back to bite us in the ass somehow. 5 of Air. Crowning. Victory, however. Okay? Victory here, victory here. The 6 of Fire. Good news is on its way. Public recognition or awards. This can also be somebody on their way. Again, returning. And that's the good news to you. That makes you happy, right? This is representative of somebody taking their victory lap around the square. And it trumps that 5 of Wands that we saw before, if that had to do anything with conflict. But again, I felt that it could have been about Mars and just taking action. And by any means necessary, I'm going to #win. At the root, The Four of Water, missing an opportunity, discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. Not realizing you have this one cup here. You know, that's good. And you're worried about, while you're worried about this 3. Here's the other 3 over here. Could have something to do with this. Not realizing what you do have while you're focused on some sort of party of 3 situation. Don't let that be the cause. That can be what this is, right? Because I was, you know, concerned with that, I set something in motion upon myself, brought something unnecessary upon myself when I could have had a better, far better experience. So now that you know this, avoid that, right? That's what tarot is about. It's a predictive, you know, sort of like a warning. The heart of the matter. The Knight of Earth. Loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. It's time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. The Knight of Earth is a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. I'm going to further clarify what this stuff might be using the Adoring Virtue Romance Angels. Begin with calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. And opening 2, love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Calling in your soulmate. And passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Passion. And worth waiting for. Divine time. Divine time. Let's go one more. It is stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So that means, again, to avoid this and this sort of, well, nothing good ever comes to me. Oh, woe is me. It's not going to happen. Because that kind of negative thinking will bring about that exact result. Even though it's been a long time and things have been delayed in the past, doesn't mean something major isn't coming your way. It's going to sweep you off your feet one way or another. And it may involve returning someone to your life that you're missing. Worth waiting for. All right, there's the worthiness and the deservingness I was talking about showing up again. Make the effort. All right, put in the work, then you can reap the harvest. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. After tons of shuffling, the overall energy is still make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Top the 5 of Earth. Masculine, rather than worry about lack and a relationship, you know, possibly not going right. If you're thinking about going for it, go ahead and do that. But make sure you wait until your mind is right. So like, don't make the approach when you're in this. Watch the reading, see that this is a possibility. If you start to feel like this, do whatever it is you need to do to cheer yourself up. Maybe spend some time around people that make you feel good, close friends and their family, and then get your thoughts positive. Staying optimistic about your love life, positive thinking and faith is what's going to bring you the romance, not thinking about lack. That's going to help you manifest lack. Atop the 10 of Water. Attraction, just what I was just talking about. This is talking about the law of attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So you want this feeling, this is what you need to be focused on. That kind of feeling, that you're going to attract that. Masculine subconscious, atop the Chariot. You deserve love. You are lovable. So moving forward toward that victory in that area too. And this very Sagittarian energy, perhaps something specific going on between a Cancer and a Sagittarius. Or Or the other planets to which Jupiter is connected: Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus. Of course, it can be anybody. But that could be specifically something with a Cancer. And we got Cancer and the Leo mirroring each other right here too. A top strength, which I said could be representative of romance, as it is an 11 or a 2, is romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Listen to that intuition that you're having during this period. Atop the 2 of Earth, very soon, if you clearly decide what you want, it will come to you now. What I said the 2 of Earth was about. The need to make a decision. When you do it, when you decide, similar to what I told the masculine, you focus on that, that's what you will attract. And see how it's mirroring this law of attraction card. That's how you're going to bring it in. Atop the 5 of Air, where you are so conflicted and driving yourself nuts, maybe because you're in love. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So don't 5 of Swords, right? Be cautious about what you're doing. Like, listen to whatever I said was applicable to you and for your guidance for your sign. Listen to that. Because just, going willy-nilly can be you bringing something upon yourself that you don't want. Atop the 6 of Fire, Victory. Past life relationship. You've known each other before. So victory specifically in this area, which this whole period is about. Again, once again. Atop the 4 of Water, unrequited love. Like womp womp. That's what this is. I'm bored with this. I'm over this. Yep, you sure are. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. There's somebody, something of which needs to be let go so that you can pick up the other stuff. Right? You need the room in your hands for this new harvest. Drop the old stuff. And atop the Knight of Earth, speaking of harvests, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. You know what this represents? This Aquarian energy. Again, where Mars is. So it's breaking free of all those restrictions that I showed you in the last spread. Could possibly be connected to Capricorn energy and Saturn. Remember I said that? When the work card showed up? Yeah, that's what you got to break free from. Remember I said that too? When the control card ended up next to that work card? These two reconfirming that. Additional further advice from my past life card, since that's what this period is about. I'm beginning with spirituality and religion. So you might have to revisit some of your ideologies and belief systems. And, there'll be some things that you decide to chuck from the past. They just don't resonate anymore. Your vibe no longer aligns with them. You got to free yourself from whatever bullshit. And Atlantis shows up. It's representative of your connection to Atlantis and what is probably in this lifetime your love of water. Could be connected to the Chariot and travel. Representative of the calmer, stiller waters you're about to enter. Having, worked so hard, now's your break time. Atlantis. And vows. So vows is about vows that we may have taken, this lifetime, a past life, consciously, maybe unconsciously. And so now in this lifetime, we're tied to them. So what you're going to want to do is ask to be stripped of any past or present vows taken in conscious or unconscious, subconscious, to poverty, celibacy, that could be affecting your relationships and your intimacy. Whatever area in which you are restricted, you may want to ask to be freed from any vows. Again, across all time and space and dimension, and all lifetimes. Vows. And spouse. Spouse turns up. It means that somebody that's in your life, has been in your life, maybe one of these people from your past that's about to return. It was then and is now your spouse. Okay, at the soul level. And opening to Greco-Roman. Greco-Roman would indicates a connection to Europe, ancient Greece, ancient Rome. And with spouse, I'm seeing also like with the two of these together, I'm getting like a Hierophant sort of vibe. And this can be about commitments that take place, that come back together during this time. Other important documents or things that might be signed right now. Contractual agreements. Like becoming married to something, or if not someone, or, I don't know if it was caught on the camera, but I just saw an orb or something go up that way. Being married to something, or even divorcing something. That could be, during this period too. Again, we're freeing ourselves from some stuff. Greco-Roman. I'm going to cut. Food and hunger. This, similar to the Five of Earth, is about worry about lack. And it can be as it relates specifically to food and hunger, like or stuff, like not having enough, being paranoid about not having enough. And I know that that's the case with a lot of the masculine. They feel like they can't provide, they haven't made enough money, they don't, they're not good enough, all of those sort of things. And so maybe we overdo it, we try to overcompensate, or we reach for too much, we set our goals like for stuff that we don't need. And that's tied to something from the past. You can be asked to be released of that as well. Overall energy is orphan. When this card shows up, it means that at some point, some lifetime, you were an orphan. And this can create fear of abandonment, other trust issues, like we saw show up here with the Five of Earth, and the need to stay optimistic about your love life rather than expecting lack, right? Can also mean, though, that as a result of being orphaned, you build up like this crazy, strength and resiliency. Maybe to a fault, though. Like so much so that you're just like overly independent. Overly independent or overly codependent in some issues. Could go either way. And what we want to work on is being interdependent. And being able to, work together through these things. Interdependent upon one another and together. And face any fears of abandonment that we have. I'm going to start from the bottom because I think I'll read the past life cards from the book. So masculine, here's the drama and stuff that we spoke about. It is gossip. It may be two people, again, talking about you. Could be at the job. Could be really in any sort of situation. But this is something that you will have to face over this period. Drama, actual gossip, Make sure also that you are not a participant in the gossip. Feminine, more party of three for us. It is family. And it can be about, again, abundance and creating ways on ourselves, building, right, ways for ourselves to bring about abundance. May have something to do with a Party of Three, a family issue that we need to work on. Perhaps one of the people that we want to bring into our life, or, bring back, we want them to come back, or we want to rid ourselves of, is a family member or a close friend again. And that's something that we're going to have to deal with. From the romance angels to the masculine, calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together with your positive thoughts and the positive words maybe that you speak over your life too. Feminine, from the romance angels, for us, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. There could be sex, right? Mars, again, the masculine planet of love, aggressive and raw and passionate. Could be sex over this period. Even if you're unexpecting it, could be a pleasant surprise. Aww. To the masculine, from the angel tarot, the Two of Fire. You've come into your own, new partnerships or contracts. Remember I said I felt contracts with the Greco-Roman card next to the spouse card? I think this is what this was talking about. That was like a Two of Fire for us there too. Continue to move forward, masculine. Two of Fire also indicates a need to have faith in the things that you're working on. Right, I told you, I explained in the beginning, like we start with one and the thought, the idea, we move up to two, faith that it's going to come to fruition, it'll be manifested, and then the Three of Fire and the Four is when we got it. All right, so continue to work on that stuff. Feminine, for us, boom, it is the Four. Contentment, peace, and abundance, and a happy home life. The successful completion of a project. So it could very well be that. Project, maybe even actual project, construction, renovation, or something that we've got going on at the home. That can be like the earthly matter, things we got to make decisions about, but it can absolutely have to do with commitment, romance, even marriage, engagement, marriage, just ascension of the relationship and yourself. And from the past life cards to the masculine, phobias. Facing your fears. I'll read you this card from the deck. Usually, what it means is something occurred in a past life or in your past, in this life, that has made you now afraid to move forward one way or another. And feminine, for us, trees. This card can mean you need to spend some time out in the earth, reconnecting. Maybe that will help you to free yourself from what you need to do. You receive messages from the universe. You could have a particular passion about trees. I know I do, the tree of life in particular. Think Buddha sitting under the tree and coming into, revelations. That's a good idea for us. And you might have been a druid or something in a past life too. But again, I'll read this one from the book. Trees could also be connected to the fall equinox. Today, again, the last day of summer, and as well as the harvest, right? We harvest the earthly. But we're going to read phobias right now. This card comes to you compassionately to help you connect the dots between current life phobias and past lifetimes. Often consciously remembering the past life source of your anxieties is enough to release their grip on you. The situation you're inquiring about has its basis in underlying fears or phobias. These fears are energy blocks which are slowing or prohibiting the results that you desire. Phobias have to do with the impulse to have complete mastery over situations, that are out of your control. Remember, I was saying that the masculine, more often than the feminine, certainly, tends to have this, like, I want to provide the way I want. What if things go crappy, like my last relationship, or, like things always go in my life, right? Oh, woe is me. Everything's always screwed up with me. I'm worried about this lack. So because of that, I feel like I can't provide, or I can't provide the way I want to, or the way I should. Therefore, I am hesitant to return if there's separation, or, to commit, right? Fear of commitment I talked about with this card. And again, the need to stay optimistic. That's not what the feminine is interested in anyway. She's interested in you and, what your soul offers to her and brings to the table, not your wallet, or and she's not concerned about your past life relationships or your past relationships, because again, she's attached to your soul. She loves you at the soul level. And so there's basically not much you can do wrong in the area of working on your union together, in her eyes. This also brings about trust issues, is what it says here in the book. Your higher self and unconscious mind know the original source of any phobias that you may have manifested. You can unearth the origins of these phobias through a past life regression. I do past life readings and stuff, by the way. I apologize for not having made that clear to people in the past. One of my original basically subscribers, viewers, Facebook friends, supporters, clients, she said to me, "Queen, I didn't know you did, past life, like specific past life relationships," when she saw one that I posted the other day. And I said, "Oops, I'm sorry." So yeah, let me go ahead and publicly apologize to everybody for not having made that clear. I can pretty much do any kind of reading that you're interested in, but we're talking about the past life right now. I do not do past life regression, but there are people that, you can research and look for a trusted one if you're interested in that. Trusted and I would presume affordable. Or there's dream work. Okay, and this you can do by yourself or with the help of somebody, a spiritualist, to walk you through some stuff. For example, as you're falling asleep, ask your higher self to give you information that you'll remember upon waking that's related to the phobia. By directly confronting your underlying fears, you can lessen their hold on your unconscious. It's all about awareness. So I would further add to that, give you some free counseling in this regard. That you should keep a pen and paper near your bed. So when you do wake up remembering these things, you can jot them down immediately to go back to, so that you don't forget them through the day or, at all. You can always revisit and as you make progress. Also, if you work with angels or you believe in angels, or both, talk to Archangel Jeremiah. He is the archangel of past lives. Talk to Archangel Raphael. He is the archangel of healing. Talk to Archangel Chamuel. He is the archangel of lost items. So things that were lost, energy of joy stealing, things that were lost, taken from you, put aside by any type of negative energy or experience that you may have had. But he's also the archangel of unconditional love. Not to be confused with Daniel, who's the archangel of love in general. You can call on him too. But Archangel Chamuel is the archangel of unconditional love. So I would recommend those. And of course, there's always Metatron, who is the archangel of light workers in general. And Michael, who is the only archangel that is referred to in any of the scriptures as not only an archangel, but the archangel. He's the only one referred to as that. And by the way, speaking of Michael, he has a holiday this week, a feast day in his honor. It is him, Gabriel, and Raphael, actually. It used to be all three of them celebrated together on a feast day. I'll talk about it more in the general. And that feast day has come to become Michaelmas, more focused around him. It is September 29th, so it falls within this period. Maybe that was why I was meant to go into that. All right, let's get to the feminine's card now, trees. This card indicates that you have a special relationship to trees. In ancient times, particularly in Celtic and Eastern European cultures, trees were considered sacred. The Druids looked to oak trees for prophetic information, and ancient healers used tree ingredients such as willow bark for medicine. I just had a thing. If you're having problems with your hair, maybe that's something that you've been losing or that you could lose during this period, having hair falling out. This is not the first time I felt this sort of thing, and I've told you guys in a past reading, I felt that all of a sudden it was happening. If you can get your hands on bamboo tea, so speaking of trees, that's what just sparked this. bamboo tea. It is a food, a medicine, a tool that has like one of the highest amounts accessible of silica in it. That's going to help you with your hair. Okay, I apologize for that random outburst, but it came. All right, where was I? The Druids looked to oak trees for prophetic information, and ancient healers used tree ingredients such as willow bark for medicine. Your connection to trees may have been spiritual, including the ability to receive messages from them. In some cases, these seemingly non-sentient trees are animated by real souls, such as tree people. And they're known as tree people. You may have even been a tree person or a tree diva in this life or prior lifetime. This card asks you to spend more time connecting with trees for healing, knowledge, and inner. Thank you guys for watching. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification button. Thank you to my current subscribers, and special thanks to my Patreon subscribers and sponsors. I'll be back with another reading. Namaste, angels.